They, the other night, took care of the Utah Jazz. You see the numbers, Sacramento against the Clippers. They have dominated this series. They have just owned the Clippers here at Arco Arena.
There have been a lot of close ones, so that's Kings have just really come out on every close game. It's been remarkable.
Brevin Knight out of Stanford, the veteran guard. He's in his 10th season. Dan Crawford, one of the game's best officials, in the air, and it's controlled by Beno Udrih.
Yeah, a terrific crew here. David Jones.
Yep. Eli Rowe. Miller. And nice feed to Mikey Moore, whose wife sang the national anthem. A beautiful rendition by Mikey's wife before the ball game.
Boy, she was terrific.
Yeah, she was.
I mean, that was beautiful. Probably you and I ought to do that someday.
Gee, I'll tell you, boy, I hope they don't ask us to do that, Jerry. Brevin Knight.
Brevin Knight, not known for his outside shooting, but excellent playmaker who can make those shots.
And I haven't heard you sing before, but I know how I sing, and trust me, it's not anything that anybody would want to listen to.
You know, I hate to admit this, but you're probably better than me.
Oh, boy.
So,
Quentin Ross picks up the foul, his first. I'll tell you one thing, though, about the American flag. This is a very, very special night, obviously, here at Arco and around the United States, December 7th. And we've got some veterans of World War II that actually were at Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941, and they will be honored here at the end of the first quarter. There's Mikey Moore. Jerry, you and I had a chance to talk to three of the great war veterans from World War II that day, and well, we'll talk more about it at the end of the first quarter, but it makes your hair stand on your arms.
Well, just a spectacular gentleman. Just such an honor to get to meet them and their contributions and their courage.
Absolutely.
I mean, this country, you just hope never forgets what they've done.
John Salmons, wow. He, again, just picks up where he left off when he started the first 7 games of the year, and it is 6-2.
Well, when John has the ball, if you don't stop it, he's going to score it.
There's Ross, and it's a 2-point game. Oh, what a nice pass. And Beno Udrih from Brad Miller. And Jerry, the Kings offense looking very crisp early on. That's already the 3rd assist. We haven't even played 2 minutes.
Well, keeping that basket open, getting cutters going to it. And, of course, when Brad Miller has the ball, he'll find the cutters.
Thomas. And he's able to put it home off the window.
Tim Thomas playing as a power forward on this team. Most of his career has been a small forward, but with all the injuries and things, has to adjust himself a little bit.
Sacramento will fly to Denver after the ball game. They'll take on the Nuggets tomorrow. Brad Miller, that's halfway down and out, and the rebound came in. And a quick flip to Brevin Knight. Kamen having a very good season. They double. It leaves Thomas open. He's a good 3-point shooter. And the Clippers have their first lead.
Yeah, I don't think, and as Reggie Theus is telling Mikey Moore, do not leave Tim Thomas. That's what he does. You can double off Quentin Ross. You can double off of Brevin Knight. You don't want to double off Tim Thomas.
That ball knocked away, but able to be retrieved. Shot clock under 10. Shot clock now at 5 seconds. Here's the posting Artest. Tough shot. And the fadeaway miss, rebounded by Quentin Ross. Here's Corey Maggette. And the rebound in the hand of Ross. Now Caban against Mikey Moore. Muscles his way in, and with the left hand makes it a 3-point Clipper lead.
Well, Chris Kaman just really too physically strong for Mikey, probably for Brad, so that's why you've got to get double team help, and you've got to really know where you can get that help from.
Clippers on a 9-2 run. Here's Moore right back at Kaman. Nicely done. Mikey Moore with the jump hook.
Mikey Moore very good when he can just catch and extend to that half hook. Really doesn't like to get physical in there, but very effective as a cutter. Very effective with that low post half hook look. 6
points already for Mikey Moore. If this continues, we'll have his wife sing the national anthem every night. There's Kaman, draws the foul, and he will get to the line with exactly 8 minutes left here in the first quarter of play.
Get a good look at Mikey working against Chris Kaman. You see the extension he gets on that half hook right over the top of the taller Kamen, as you said, well, we could take his wife on the road and she could sing the national anthem on the road too.
Absolutely. It would work for me.
Yeah.
So Chris Kamen, see the last 4 games, the numbers have been down based on what he did before last year. He would have huge games against Sacramento. But again, he, as we chronicled in the open, he's off to a super start this year for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Well, one of the reasons being that without Elton Brand, he really does get to operate in that low post pretty much by himself now. Does not have to share the ball or time down there.
Misses, and it's 12-10. They double run Artest. Now they back off. It's one-on-one with Maggette. Ron forcing that a little bit. Corey Maggette had good defensive position. Here's Maggette. Brevin Knight underneath. Kamen. And Chris Kamen has 5 points, and the Clippers have the lead, 14-10.
Well, again, Kamen getting that great position inside and using the left hand.
Jerry, when you talk about the absence of Kevin Martin, talk about how that impacts the three-point shooting of this team.
Well, because not just three-point shooting. I mean, he's an excellent three-point shooter. Certainly Garcia can shoot that shot. I think eventually Quincy Doobie will. But Kevin's a proven three-point shooter, and he's a guy who the other teams really focus on and run at. So when that happens, that opens up easy shots for the rest of his teammates. No other player on the Kings will get that kind of attention.
How would it change the strategy of the other team's coach in terms of doubling on the block, knowing that now you lose such a good three-point shooter?
Well, I think you can take more chances on the block. That's the difference. You know, with a Kevin Martin out there, you're really never going to leave him, but you may leave a Doobie, you may leave a Salmon. So it does give the opposition a better chance to double in low, especially on Ron Artest.
14-12. Here's Maggette. He always got by Artest. And Corey Maggette makes it a 4-point Clipper lead. His first basket for Maggette.
Maggette, very quick player, very quick off the dribble, and is a threat from outside as well.
Oh, nice pass. Mikey Moore, the recipient of Brad Miller's great look. That's 8 points for Mikey Moore, and the third assist already for Brad Miller. Well, Thomas from 3.
No question, these guys are really fitting together, Brad Miller and Mikey Moore.
And that ball batted away by Maggette, and good foul by Beno. He prevented what would have been a sure basket.
Get a good look at the teamwork with Brad Miller and Mikey Moore. Brad going on Tim Thomas, goes away from the double team and finds Mikey Moore as all the red shirts rotate to Brad. That leaves Mikey inside, and Mikey gets another throwdown. So Mikey adjusting very well to what Brad Miller can do, which is a lot.
That was the first turnover of the game. The officials had a conference. They thought that Mike Dunleavy thought that was a clear path foul. That's not even close to a clear path foul. Beno Udrih was in front of the man when he fouled him.
I think my guess is Mike's going to lose that argument as the ball is already in play.
Well, you know, you can relate when you've lost 7 in a row.
Oh, you start begging.
Exactly. You've been there.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's very, as a coach, I mean, you just, every call you want so badly because you know you need it, even when you know you don't deserve it.
Right. Six minutes left, first quarter. Ron Artest still looking for his first basket. He's 0 of 3. Right back for Kamen. The ball deflected. Turnover. First turnover for the Clippers. Maggette had fallen down on Artest. Nope. And the rebound came in. Well, I'll tell you, Corey Maggette's doing a fine job on Ron Artest.
Yeah,
and it's stolen by Beno Udrih.
His quickness really has created some problems for Ron.
Salmons. Look at Mikey Moore. Oh, good hustle. He just couldn't roll it home. Boy, great hustle by Mikey Moore. 18-14. We'll have a timeout at the next whistle. And a foul called on Brad Miller. Fans not happy with that call.
Guy, not as strong as Ron, but I think his quickness may be a little superior, and that the quickness giving Ron some trouble.
Oh, Kamen and Miller, a big collision in the paint. Wow. And they've got Brad Miller for the foul. First foul on Miller. That's the 4th team foul. Now it's Kamen again. Turns away from the double team, and Chris Kamen has 7.
You can see the skills that the 7-footer has. Chris Kamen saw the double team coming down on him and just spun the opposite direction.
A lot lighter this year. He's quicker on his feet. Said it's really helped him. And now a foul away from the ball on the Clippers. It's on Brevin Knight, and that's going to be his first personal foul. That's the 3rd team foul on the Clips. Salmons and Udrih at the backcourt. Artest, Moore, and Miller. Not very good spacing there. The Kings bunch together. Miller, a corner 3. And it's Brad Miller making it a 3-point game. Miller with his first basket.
Well, when you don't have a good spacing on one side, move it to the other, and you usually do. And Brad Miller had an open look.
Here's Ross with the side pop. Rebounded by Miller. Brad Miller with 3 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Artest. Well, I'll tell you, Brad Miller is just finding everybody tonight. 4 assists for Brad, and it's a 20-19 Los Angeles lead.
Well, when you run the offense through Brad Miller, we've said it all along, the offense gets better, and Brad's getting the ball a lot, but his teammates will get it even more.
6 assists and 1 turnover for Sacramento here in the first quarter. Again, it's Artest, this time with Tim Thomas on him. Bano leans in for 3. Bano Udrih, the lead is Sacramento's.
Well, Bano had a good look, and it was a Bano Drano on that one.
Sacramento has scored 8 unanswered. There's Maggette off target. Rebound again, Miller. Miller playing like a monster here in the first quarter. 4 points, 4 assists, 3 points. Salmons to Miller. And it won't fall for Brad. Rebound came in, and the Clippers come right back. Here's Quentin Ross. Thomas. In and out. Rebound by Bano Udrih. And that rims out. Kamen has it. 5 rebounds for Kamen.
The pace really picking up here. Both teams playing quick, shooting quick.
Kamen. Here's Ross, 2-pointer. Mikey Moore has it. Now maybe the Clippers know the Kings have to get to Denver, and they're trying to speed up the game a little bit, Sheriff.
Well, I hope so. I mean, that's a tough back-to-back.
Clippers have missed 5 straight from the floor. Oh, what a nice move by Ron Artest. Now it's Miller again. Same spot, different result. Mikey Moore. Moore. And it won't go. Rebound, Corey Maggette. Moore look for a foul, doesn't get it.
Well, great effort by Mikey, though. He and Brad Miller really aggressive.
And that will give us a timeout. That's a carry on Maggette. We've got 1:55 left here in
the equal of a Dwight Howard had he maybe worked at the game at equal amounts, but just an amazing physical specimen who still had a terrific career.
Francisco Garcia now in for Bano Udrih. Katina Mobley is in for the Clippers. Ron Artest. Maggette turned his head. Artest took advantage of it. That's 6 points for Artest. Biggest lead for Sacramento, or equals their biggest lead of 4. Brevin Knight gets by Francisco. Now to Kamen. Slapped away by Ron Artest into the hands of Moore. And the Kings with numbers. Now break out 3-on-2. Miller running the floor. And a beautiful fade from Salmons. And Brad Miller, nice hustle to get down there. And it's 26-20.
B. Miller running the floor. John Salmons rewards his big guy with a beautiful lead pass.
A 12-0 run for the Kings. Here's Brevin Knight. Won't go. Rebound Miller again. Brad Miller with his 5th rebound. Garcia directing traffic, under a minute left. Sacramento shooting 50%, the Clippers shooting 50%. Cisco all the way! And Chris came in with the rejection. And Corey Maggette. That ends the run, 26-22. 4 points for Maggette.
Good look from Cuttino Mobley, the cross court skip pass, finds Maggette with an open look.
Salmons, nope. Boy, how about Mikey Moore mopping up, doing everything tonight, Jerry. Mikey Moore has 10 points and 4 rebounds in this first quarter.
Well, Mikey Moore and Brad Miller, the power guys, have been outstanding, and they're really outplaying the Clippers. Certainly Kamen's putting up his numbers, but those two together really have been dominant.
Mobley, now Maggette. And that's just a bad job by Cuttino Mobley. He had absolutely no idea.
Just remarkable people. What, like I say, just what an honor to get to meet him.
That gentleman in the back there, Merle Rustler from the USS Maryland, was telling me a story of his life was saved on that day by a fellow naval officer who stepped in front of him and took the shrapnel. He lost his arm. Fortunately, was able to survive, but he said by him stepping in front of me, it saved my life. And he was talking to me about that as if it were yesterday. And it's just great that we're able to honor those gentlemen here tonight at Arco Arena. 28-24. Quincy Douby is into the ball game for Sacramento. He's with Garcia, Salmons, Hawes, and Mikey Moore. And Jerry, we talked a lot about the Kings getting to the basket before the game. They're going to call that and a foul as John Salmons, he has a knack for getting to the basket, doesn't he?
Well, he may be the best on the Kings of getting to the basket. Kevin Martin, of course, draws a lot of fouls. John probably gets to the basket and finishes maybe equally as well, if not better. So John getting the opportunity to do just that. Reggie Theus using John Moore in some isolation opportunities. Yeah, talking to those gentlemen, I think it was one of them was telling me that it's just remarkable that there's not a day goes by that he doesn't relive some of those events, and of course you would, and that's what they have given for their country.
31-24, Dan Dickow. And we've got a foul, and it's going to be called on Mikey Moore. Second foul on Moore.
Well, it's really great just to see the crowd show their appreciation, as you knew they would. I mean, these great fans. Just hope more and more fans start joining them as the season goes to watch this Kings team, which is so much fun to watch.
31-24, and now a blocking foul on Quincy Douby. Kenny Thomas, and he's going to come in for Mikey Moore, who has 2 fouls. Well, we'll see if Kenny Thomas, who's an energy guy himself, can continue what Mikey Moore did in the 12 minutes that he played, or 13 minutes that he played, with 10 points and 4 rebounds, and just lots of energy on the floor. And you said that's one of the keys, Jerry, the energy and the enthusiasm. Just come out and give the effort. And,
well, it's such a key, because when you've got a team that's been struggling, every team has a tendency maybe to let up. And the Kings really aren't the caliber of team. They haven't proven that yet to where they can let up. They've got to keep it going. And
especially without 25 points in the lineup.
Yeah, and if you're going to be able to go on the road and start winning ball games, you've really got to establish that you're going to come out every night with a lot of enthusiasm and energy and effort. And, that gives you a chance.
There's the 25 points we were talking about, Kevin Martin. Shot clock now down to 5. Douby short, and the rebound, Dan Dickow. We're in the second quarter, and Cuttino Mobley, that shot altered by Spencer Hawes, and Mobley right back with it. Shot clock did not reset. It's down to 5. Mobley a 3, and Spencer runs it down. Spencer's 3, no good from the corner. Rebound, Dan Dickow. 5-point Sacramento lead here in the second quarter. Came in already with 11 points. Here is the rookie Thornton, and he hits the 2, foot on the line, as Al Thornton from Florida State. And I know, Jerry, you and the Kings brass really liked him as well, but you like Spencer Hawes more.
Well, with Al Thornton, I mean, he is a scorer. He's a wing scorer, of course, which Kings have a lot of when everybody's healthy. But he's a guy who he comes in, if it feels like leather, he's looking to the rim. And he's 23 years old and definitely will have I think, a long career in this league. Whether he can be a 35-minute guy or not, I don't know.
Well, he just turned it over as Kenny Thomas picked it off.
And that is his weakness. Definitely will make a lot of turnovers.
Garcia fouled, a 3-point shot. So Katina Mobley fouled Garcia. And after the timeout, Francisco will be at the line for 3 free throws. 31-28, Sacramento here on comp season. We'll have that answer for you in just a little bit.
Boy, I don't have a clue.
Is that right?
Most personal fouls in the season?
Come on, you know that, don't you?
No, I really don't. That's a talk about a stat that pretty meaningless. But the boys in the truck, okay, truckies, I think you got me.
That's not very nice. I mean, I agree with you. That's just, you know, is that?
No. Yeah, I mean, what? How about the record for the most turnovers in the season?
Oh man. Well, you're gonna have to guess. By the way, Francisco was fouled, and he'll have 3.
Francisco at the line, shooting 3.
Well, this exciting homestand should tell you it is a great time to join the family of Kings season ticket holders. And folks at Kings Account Executive will help you find the right plan in your own personal section of Arco Arena. Just go to Kings.com and you become a Kings season ticket holder today. Brad Miller and company have reason to be smiles as Sacramento has a chance to go to 4-1 on this homestand. And Francisco makes good on all 3, and it's a 34-28 lead. Dan Dickow stays in for the Clips with Katina Mobley in the backcourt. And for the first time into the lineup is Paul Davis for the Clippers. Thomas against Thomas. And it's Kenny Thomas who comes up with it, but there's a foul called underneath. And it's on the Kings, Francisco Garcia. First foul on Francisco.
Mike Dunleavy trying to make a point with the officials. And look at Mike. I think Mike Zarella should have just not even bothered to get up.
Oh, boy. And now Mr. Energy, Ruben Patterson, the rebounding machine. And, boy, I'll tell you, when he plays against Sacramento, he just always seems to play well.
I mean, he is Mr. Energy. I mean, Ruben Patterson, a lot to be said about him. One thing is he brings it every night. He plays hard. If he could just shoot a little better, I mean, he certainly had a good career, but he could have a terrific career.
Rebound, Garcia. Here's Spencer from the baseline. So Francisco kept it alive, and Sacramento has their biggest lead of the night.
And that's how you win ball games. Those little things. Garcia staying after it, keeping it alive, finding his teammate Spencer Hawes for a little easy jump shot on the corner.
And a kick, and he'll inbound the ball from the side.
And really talking about Ruben Patterson and energy, and that is Francisco Garcia. You see, come all the way across the lane to get the rebound in front of Kenny, a little bounce pass, and there is Spencer just waiting for that 9-10 foot jump shot.
Dan Dickow turns the corner from the elbow. Rebound, Hawes. Here's Quincy Doobie in a crowd. Doobie gets by 1, gets by 2, and the left-hand floater off the window. Oh, boy.
Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay. Dr. Quincy was operating with the left hand.
Man, that was nice. 38-28.
Very, very creative off the dribble. That's Mr. Quincy.
Here's Thornton. A rebound, Kenny Thomas. So Thomas has done a nice job coming in and altering some shots, getting a rebound or 2, and now sets the screen for Francisco Garcia. Spencer Hawes looking, and the ball kicked. And the Kings will inbound. Kings trying to cap off a great homestand. Here's Doobie. Quincy Doobie and Jerry, a three-pointer, and that's what Reggie Theus is looking for. And, you know, Jerry, I made this comment earlier in the week. If you go back 2 years ago, basically Kevin Martin was in obscurity around the NBA. Nobody really knew who he was or who he was. Bonzi Wells got hurt with the groin injury. Kevin Martin stepped in, and the rest is history. Here's Doobie with the same opportunity. He'll get a chance to play because of Kevin Martin's groin injury now. And
it's up to him to take advantage, and we are seeing him start to do that. Now, Quincy's certainly a little better known product than Kevin Martin was, coming out of the Big East and being the leading scorer in a big-time conference. So not an unknown entity, but getting his opportunity, and certainly he's shown bits and pieces along already this year.
Yeah, it's funny when I talked to Reggie Theus about Quincy Doobie and his role as Artest looks for the three and won't go. He didn't talk about Quincy's offense. He talked about his defense. He said, I'm looking for him to put pressure on the ball. As you look at Patterson, fouled. He said, I'm looking for him to be a pest on defense. And, you know, as far as his offense, he said, hey, I know the guy can score. When he said, but, you know, he's a guy that needs the ball as a spot shooter. He said, if I can get him the ball in an opening, he goes, I know he's going to shoot the ball well, but he didn't talk about his offense. It was interesting. He said, I like what he's going to do for me on defense.
Well, I think he's already proven in my mind he's a good defender. I mean, he gets his hands on balls. He challenges people. Offensively, he has not been consistent. Now, it's very tough to be consistent offensively if you don't get consistent minutes. And, of course, where I've said all along is when Quincy Doobie gets a chance to play off the dribble offensively, he'll score the ball. If he's just going to be a guy that has to float around and wait for somebody to throw it to him, he's not nearly as effective. Because he's a guy who can create his own shot.
Reggie also went on to say, you know, the one thing I don't have on this roster is I don't have guys that can make shots without putting the ball on the floor. And what he meant by that, Jerry, as you know, Reggie used to be able to come off screens, catch and shoot in one motion. Here's Thornton from Day and Dickow, and he's able to recover. He's a great athlete, that Thornton. But to follow my point, we've seen guys that are able to catch and shoot in one motion coming off screens. He said, I don't really have a lot of guys that can do that. I said, well, why is that? He said, well, first of all, a lot of these guys, they shoot the ball in front of their face instead of way above their head. And I thought that was an interesting comment.
Well, at that better than Reggie was, and he really didn't shoot the ball particularly high. So I think it's more an acquired skill, and I think that some of these guys could actually learn to do that. It's not nuclear physics.
Well, Reggie did say that you know, when he played in that generation, more players could do that. He said now younger players, they're not as skilled in that art of shooting the basketball.
No, they're not. You know, they really haven't had the training, and I remember talking with Mike Woodson a lot about that. He said coming out of high school, he couldn't do it. But through years with Bob Knight at Indiana, that every player had to be able to do it. So it's an acquired skill, and I think that with some of these young players on this team, Coach Theus can certainly teach that skill. You've got a lot of practice time to do it, and they're young enough.
Here's Ron Artest. Ron Artest to make it 43-35.
Yeah, you know, just the final point on that. Anybody that can shoot off the dribble with a jump shot going hard right or left, there's no reason they can't come off the screen and do the same thing.
Of course, we've seen a lot of great ones. You know, the one that comes to my mind is Reggie Miller. He's as good as I've ever seen coming off the screen and catching and shooting.
Yeah, and of course, it's also true he could play off the dribble and shoot extremely well. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's really a very similar thing, so it's just a matter of doing it. But, yeah, Reggie Miller, he's about as good as you need to have there. Of course, Ray Allen probably in today's game is probably the best, you know, at just a catch and shoot coming off the screen.
Ruben Patterson here. And he makes it 43-36.
It is an amazing thing how few young players really want to work on that. I mean, it goes back to the idea of playing with the basketball and going one-on-one too much. But, you know, see a guy like Rip Hamilton at Detroit who's made himself an all-star with that very skill.
Of course, we used to see Pager do that.
Yeah, Pager was terrific.
Yeah. Of course, the last time I looked, he's European, right, Jerry?
I believe in, and as you know, if you come from Europe into the NBA, they all can do that. And again, I think that's taught. Yeah. You know, that's just back to my point. They were taught to do that.
Ron Artest, no good. And the rebound taken by Patterson. Quick outlet, dig out. Bad pass. Stolen by Benahoudra. The Kings now in an unsettled situation. Here's Thomas looking for Artest. Oh, too bad. What a beautiful pass by Kenny Thomas. And Ron Artest would love to have that one back.
I think Ron was starting to elevate a little bit too soon there. Get a good look at Kenny with the drop pass. Looks like it's pretty good. Ron just mishandled it.
Garcia, Beno Udrit, Brad Miller, Ron Artest, and Kenny Thomas. 43-36. Here's Maggette, up top Thomas. Kept his pivot foot on the floor. And there's Brevin Knight. So the Kings, who were just up 13 a moment ago, their lead now cut to 5. Garcia, a 3. Yes.
Well, Garcia, you can see when he gets his feet set and able just to catch and step into the shot, as we saw those 2 big threes the last game, he's a very good deep shooter that way.
And Maggette's stopped by the Kings, who blocked the shot. 46-38. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left here in the second quarter.
And Garcia again, great timing, block shots as well as any 6'5" guy around.
Artest. And Ron Artest now 3 of 10, really struggling with the shot tonight. Kings and Nuggets tomorrow. Back home Monday against Milwaukee, and then on the road for 5. I thought came and walked there.
I think he's still walking.
And now with the shot clock at 4. Brevin Knight. Miller rebounds. 46-38. Garcia drawing the foul from Tim Thomas, and that gets us to a mandatory timeout. Get your tickets now at kings.com.
Yeah, come on out and see that game in Milwaukee. They've got a lot of young talent too, rebuilding that team. Of course, Michael Redd, one of the premier shooters in the world, and boy.
All right, let's look at the Cass Creek question of the game, Jerry. Did you come up with an answer for us?
Yeah, I got you an answer. I think the guy that holds the record for most personal fouls in one season is Joe Fiduzzel. Joe Fiduzzel played back for the Rochester Royals and the Quad City Thunder.
I think you're right on that, by the way.
So, it's Daryl Dawkins, who's in the building tonight.
No, I think you're right, though.
But Fiduzzel might have got more because that was before the NBA was formed, and it was a carryover.
Yeah, and you know he was unable to stay on the floor. He got so many fouls.
And you remember Fiduzzel had that great move to his left all the time.
I remember wearing his jersey as a kid.
Yeah. You may still have that, right? His little frazzle,
I might.
The Fiduzzel jersey?
I think I do have it. I'd have to look for it. Daryl Dawkins will be with us at half here on Comcast Sportsnet.
I bet some of those fouls he got were pretty tough ones too.
Yep.
I mean he came out of high school and he was not too much smaller than he is right now.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, because they didn't call the game then the way they call it now, and you could really foul back then.
Yes, you could. I mean, it's like Dave Cowens did one time. Got a ticky-tack foul called on him. Next time down the floor, he just co-balled one guy, and he told the ref, "Now that's a foul." The guy was not goofy for about 2 minutes.
48-38.
That's 93. Daddy, how is he doing? He turned his back to him.
So a couple of free throws. I remember one of my first games ever at the Garden to watch the Knicks play in the glory years. They were playing against the Chicago Bulls with Bull Winkle and Bob Love and Jerry Sloan. And, you know, we'd always heard non-contact sport. And I was very lucky. I had seats that were 6 rows off the floor. I'd never, ever been that close to a sporting event. And I'll still never forget the contact in that ball game.
You know? Yeah, it was one of those things. I mean, getting close to Sloan and Van Leer and those guys, right. It'd be enough to, in case you were a young basketball player, make you think about another sport.
48-39. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. Bad pass. Kings turn it over. The trailer is Thomas, and it's a 7-point game. First turnover, or I should say they had 1 turnover in the first quarter, and Jerry, the Kings a little sloppy here in the second quarter. That's already their 5th turnover.
Yeah, a little sloppy. Got to get back, just moving the basketball. You'll get good shots.
And a turnover again. Beno Udrit looks for the foul. He doesn't get it. Uh-oh. Boy, Thomas passed up a 3. He should have shot that ball.
Brad Miller, nice anticipation, stepping in front. But as you said, Tim Thomas, that's what he's out there for, is to shoot that shot.
Miller was open. They couldn't get him the ball. Beno, a 3, and it's a front iron, rebounded by Kamen. 6 rebounds for Chris Kaman. Minute 50 left here in the first half. 48-41. Thomas will fire this three. Heel of the iron, rebound Beno Udrih. Kings out rebounding the Clippers. Salmons, John Salmons. Oh, he missed it.
Boy, tough break. John with a nice take to the hoop. Beno Udrih finding him at near the basket. So Kings running the ball very well.
Thomas in double figures, McGetty, and a shot blocked for Artest looking at the officials, and I just got whacked in the head.
Yeah, he blocked McGetty's shot, and McGetty's forward motion took him right down on top of Ron's head. Ron just smiling. I mean, Ron handles adversity probably as well as any player in the league. You know, of course, you get a good look at it as he blocks McGetty's shot. Now watch McGetty's hand come on through and kabong him right on the head. I mean, of course, I think one of the reasons Ron doesn't let things bother him probably not very much hurts him.
Nope. 48-41. Final minute of this second quarter. And the rebound, oh, you know what? Kept alive again by the hustling Mikey Moore.
Mikey Moore, Brad Miller, these two big guys really doing a lot of good things. That time Mikey got back in the play and just deflected it to Ron for the throwdown.
50-41, McGetty. And a blocking foul. So free throws upcoming for the Clips. Ron Artest picking up the personal foul. Second foul on Ron Artest. And Corey McGetty will step to the line.
At the free throw line on the 50,
Well, folks, come on out and bring your friends. Bring 20 or more friends to a Kings game, and you'll have a group outing you will never forget. A Kings Group Sales account manager can help you to perform in front of Kings fans or to meet a player at a game. Just call 916-928-3650 or visit kings.com to become a Kings Group leader today. And McGetty misses the second. Corey McGetty, after missing the first, and he's now 1 of 4 from the line. And you see the Clippers just 4 of 10. 50-41. We'll see if the Kings can take a double-digit lead into the locker room. Brad Miller was fouled. That's the first in the last 2 minutes, so the Kings will inbound, and now they'll have a 2-for-1 situation with 39 seconds left on the game clock.
Like Kenny Natt, assistant coach, reminding Reggie what he wants here. Gets a quick call.
Salmons. Oh boy, that's in and out. So a couple of good looks by John. They pop out. Look at the trap. Oh, and Beno Udrih almost came up with a steal. And now here's Thornton. Difference on the clock of 5.5 seconds. Kaman. Thornton. Blocked by Moore from behind. Out of bounds to Kings. Boy, what a first half for Mikey Moore.
Mikey Moore has really been the difference maker here in this half, and just really with hustle plays. Mikey definitely doing the things that you hope he'll do, and he's certainly doing them here tonight.
Corey McGetty out, Ross in.
McGetty looks like he might have strained something.
He came in injured. He was questionable. He's got a strained right hamstring. All right, here we go with 10 seconds. See if the Kings can get a quality shot. They lead it 50-41. Beno Udrih with 1.2 seconds. And that makes it 52-41. So a very good first half for Sacramento. Kaman at the buzzer. And that will cap off 24 minutes of basketball in which Sacramento controls play. And they lead it 52-41. Kaman with the 11. Mikey Moore. You know, Wayne has been our tape man for so many years. He takes care of running the replays. You know, they are celebrating their 30 33rd year wedding anniversary. Is that now? Are you over 33 years, Jerry?
39.
All right, so you can relate to what Sheila and Wayne. We want to say congratulations.
We sure do, because we know that's 33 years of wedded bliss.
And you know what I like about Wayne? He's like you. You know, I can't tell you how many of your anniversaries you've spent next to me right here on TV. Here's a guy. He's in the trunk, and you know what? He's working on his anniversary.
And that's how that's pretty much how you'll have more of them if you're working.
Oh, that's beautiful. And there's Cayman with the rebound. Oh, my goodness.
My wife wishes I could get 2 jobs, and then we could have maybe 70 or 80 anniversaries.
Well, in any event, here's Cayman, and he's fouled by Mikey Moore.
Well, Mikey got his money's worth on that. Really came back and helped on Cayman, but got a good swat in on him. Now watch as the ball comes inside. Cayman spins back to his left, and here's Mikey Moore with a whack right over the left hand.
And the Clippers have lost 7 straight. Sacramento trying to go 4-1 on this homestand. Jerry, a 4-1 homestand, if I had told you that after the Portland game, you probably would have said, I don't think so.
I would have thought that Mr. Napier, I'd have to question your judgment on that one, but it's the Kings have a very good chance in doing that, and certainly doing a lot of things well, but you've got to close this game out, and a long way to go yet.
Yes, indeed. And really, this is a game where you go from a great homestand to just a good homestand if you lose this game. I mean, because you're taking on a team that's really struggling. You're at home, and
it's a team that's behind you in the standings as well. So that's really, let's face it, a must-win game, and all the momentum that's heading the way it should be right now could be taken away.
Here's Brad Miller. Brad Miller has 7.
Well, nice little pick and pop move by John Salmons and Brad Miller. Miller sets the screen and just flares out, and John finds him. I think John's very underrated as a passer. A very good one-on-one player, but a very competent passer, leading assist guy on the team.
John Salmons off the rebound miss by the Clippers. Mikey Moore blocked. Nicely done by Thomas. He got a piece of it. Here's Corey Maggette right at Salmons. He fouls him. And Corey Maggette will have to earn him from the foul line.
Well, good foul by John, because he certainly would have had the easy 2. We did have a good look at John Salmon's number there. It was number 15.
At the free throw line, number 50,
Corey Maggette, 5 points. He's just 1 of 4 from the foul line. Able to make that.
Another one of those former Duke stars. Looks like Corey spent an hour or 2 in the weight room too, probably.
Yeah. An hour or 2.
Every day.
Yeah, I was going to say. An hour or 2 in the morning and an hour or 2 in the afternoon.
I spent about an hour in there this morning too, but that's counting walking through it and rolling things around.
Yeah, I don't really picture you in the weight room.
I've been in there. I just don't do any harm.
There's Bano. Boy, I'll tell you, Chris Cayman altered that shot, didn't he?
Well, big Cayman. I mean, he is really starting to emerge as a potential all-star at center. I mean, at 7 foot, mobile, scores inside, starting to be a factor defensively.
Tim Thomas, a corner 3. Kings now come back a 5-on-3, and now it's Artest. Mikey Moore. And we have a foul underneath. And it's on the Clippers.
Well, Mikey Moore and Brad Miller showing you they teamed up for a nice hustle play, and Mikey with a half hook missed it. There's Brad to put it in, but a foul occurred before.
So Mikey Moore, his first trip to the line. Kings a perfect 8 of 8 here in this ball game. And I put the drinks on them. Hey, serious Kings fan, need serious Kings coverage. The kind you'll find every day in the Sacramento Bee. Call 800-2-THE-BEE today and save 44% on daily home delivery. The Sacramento Bee sports coverage, as passionate as you are. And after I say that, well, he goes that home. So 1 of 2 for Mikey.
You know, that just tried to miss that one, but he got the nice shooter's roll. Kings in a nice zone defense here. Reggie Theus trying to change a little tempo with the zone. I think Reggie's really gotten a lot of mileage out of his zone defense here in the last week or so.
And it's taken away. Salmons. John Salmons. Beno Udrih. Sacramento with the lead, 55-47. That's in and out. Thomas with the box out on Brad Miller, and he's out of bounds. He's looking for the force up on the push by Brad Miller. He doesn't get the call, and Sacramento will have possession.
Get a good look on the replay here as the ball comes off Tim Thomas. Really just a momentum thing.
Yeah, it's a good no call there.
Good no call there. He just stepped out.
Boy, Beno having some tough. Look at Mikey Moore. Wow, what a game he's having.
And Mikey really reacting to the ball well.
Artest. Rebound Ross. Ron Artest now 4-15. Boy, Beno lucky there. He almost got his leg pinned underneath Maggette. And he did a little bit. He comes up limping. Boy, that's scary when you see a player getting that position.
That's how guys really get some bad injuries. Yeah. And I think Beno definitely a little tender right now.
55-49. And let's also just understand that when you are down already with Kevin Martin and Mike Bibby, you could not afford to have any more injuries right now with your guards and swingmen.
This team cannot absorb any more. You just cannot.
55-49. And Ron again misses. 4-15. He's getting those. For Ron, that's a pretty good percentage shot.
Those are easy shots for Ron. He's just not making them, and you still want to take those. Keep taking them.
Came in with a little flip.
Boy, Kamen just powered his way. The Kings really doubling Kamen, but they're going to double him quicker. And as soon as he puts the ball on the floor, you really got to go at that guy. And
Reggie Theus wants to talk it over as the Clippers are within 4. 55-51. 8 minutes left here in the third quarter. And we'll be right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. And the Kings won all 4.
Yep. Kings won all 4, so it wasn't exactly like domination, even though it would look like it in the one-loss record.
$55-51. That was actually the year Katina Mobley was on the Kings, and he actually was instrumental in winning 2 of those 4 games. Mikey Moore shot blocked by Kamen.
Yeah, Coutinho that year. It's really amazing how many a lot of game-winning type plays. It's probably maybe Coutinho's best year in that regard.
Yep. 7:30 left here in the third. They keep on going to Kamen. Why not? He's got 17. They force the double, and there's the cutting Tim Thomas. Well, right now the offense is going through Chris Kamen, and it's working very well for Mike Dunleavy.
Yeah, that time Beno Udrih came down on the double team and got into Kamen, but he's not big enough. As you can see, Kamen, now watch as Kamen can look over the top of Beno. So if you're going to come down on him, you really almost got to come down with a bigger guy to get him in his view so he can't find the cutters. I always used to remember Gary St. Jean a little bit would double with Spud Webb, and I said, Gary, I said, what's the point of that? I mean, the guy never even saw it.
Yeah, that's great. Good old Spud.
Good old Spud. I mean, he was probably one of the most amazing athletes I ever saw, but he's still 5'6".
Oh boy. Well, Mikey Moore, Jerry, now with 4 fouls, and so he had to come out of the game, and now you have a lineup of Artest, Miller, Salmons, Garcia, and Udrih.
Well, this still give Ron Artest a chance to draw double teams and find some people, although just really a poor decision.
Terrible pass by Ron. The Clippers can take the lead. Kamen. And the Clippers have come all the way back from 13 down, and they lead it 56-55. It's the first lead they had since they were on top 20-19.
And they're doing it by going to their strength, which right now is Chris Kamen. And playing off Kamen, he's making good decisions with the basketball. Kings have got to start doing more of the same.
And Chris Kamen with a foul, his second. So what changes do you think the Kings are going to have to make on defense?
Well, I think you need to double Chris Kamen, but you're going to have to try to find a bigger guy to come down and double off of and to really bother Kamen, get the ball out of his hands. You just can't let the Clippers continue to run their offense through him and give him passing lanes.
And it doesn't help to have Mikey Moore on the bench right now with 4 fouls.
No, it sure doesn't now. Certainly Garcia is big enough. I mean, really Beno is just a little bit too small for that.
You think Ron Artest has to start making the shots if the Kings are going to win?
That would help a lot. And just as you called it, Ron Artest. Well, Ron's too good a player to keep missing the shots that he's had.
Yeah.
He's had good shots.
Sacramento 2 of 12 here in the quarter, Jerry, but they do lead 57-56. So, it's not often you can shoot 2 of 12 and have a lead.
Well, it's a game of runs, and right now the Kings need to get on a run of their own.
There's Corey Maggette. That was just too easy. He sliced right through the Sacramento defense, and that gets Reggie Theus up off the bench in a hurry. And he wants Quincy Douby in the game. He is not happy with that defense.
Brad Miller really there did not react and help on that play enough.
58-57. Brad Miller, a 3 passed up. He had an open look. Bano. And he draws the foul with 5:35 left here in the third quarter.
A good look at Corey Maggette, and you're going to see is he able to turn the corner of Kaman's screen, and Brad Miller really has to step up there and get the ball stopped, and if you wait for it to get to you, a quicker guy will get by you, and that's certainly what Maggette did.
Bano ties the game. Obviously Quincy coming in for Bano Udrit.
Nice pass from Brad Miller to find Bano at the basket.
Missed a free throw. Sacramento now 10 of 12 from the line. Well, we're all even. A low-scoring game, Jerry, at 58.
Yeah, both I think teams kind of settling into a game now. I think we're going to have a good one.
Artest blocked that shot by Maggette, and now a walk on Corey Maggette. So Sacramento now will get Quincy Douby into the game for Bano Udrit.
Really good look at the timing block of Ron Artest with the offhand blocks that shot. I think you see his Maggette, you don't see his feet, but he shuffled him in order to try to go up through Ron. So excellent timing by Ron.
Just over 5 minutes left here in the third. And a foul again on the Clippers. That's their 4th team foul. Fouls on Thomas. So for Tim Thomas, he picks up his 2nd personal foul. 5 minutes left here in the quarter. I don't know how Miller got that pass in, and then Salmons had it blocked.
Yep. Quentin Ross really known for his defense, and that's why. That was excellent defensive play.
And Salmons comes down with the Kings look to run. Artest is on the wing. Salmons fights through everybody.
Boy, John Salmons was fighting upstream there. Got all the way to the basket. You take off the defensive rebound. You go coast to coast unless somebody stops the ball. If nobody does, you lay it up.
Salmons with 7. Kings lead 60-58. Knight. Brevin Knight. Game tied again. Don't be surprised if this game goes down to the wire. Kings and Clippers, as Jerry and I were just talking about, seems like it always does.
It sure does.
Miller gets Kaman to come out on him. And Brad Miller gets to the foul line for the first time tonight.
Get a good look at John Salmons here. I mean, he just did everything on this play. Get a good look at John with he gets a defensive rebound, and look, nobody really stops the ball. Brevin Knight thinks he might get a tied up ball, but reaches in, not strong enough, and John takes him coast to coast. I was just think though, Grant. I mean, how many times have you seen Chris Kaman take Brad Miller's little up fake?
Yeah, I know. I know. It's amazing.
It just, I mean, every game he gets him on it about 4 or 5 times. And I saw Mike Dunleavy trying to tell him, say, stay down, Chris, stay down.
Yeah, you would think he would have learned by now. Well, the NCAA volleyball regionals are set for this weekend, which will determine who will advance to the Final Four in Sacramento. And I say this weekend, really, we talk about December 13th and 15th, which is next weekend. All 4 of the top seeds, Texas, Penn State, Nebraska, and the #1 seed, Stanford, still alive. Tickets available now at the Arco Arena box office or through Ticketmaster.com.
You won't be able to see it. Well, we'll be in some cold,
we'll be on the road.
Be some cold territory.
A week from tonight, Philadelphia. Kaman. Boy, Kaman's just killing the Kings right now, Jerry.
Ron Artest really had a chance to close that trap and didn't. And Kamen showed you the skill, able to step right through it with the left hand.
Kings will fly out right after the ball game. They'll play Denver tomorrow. Miller again. You know, Jerry does the same thing this time. Kamen recovers.
Yeah, he got him again. Actually, if he'd have just went with the left hand on the other side of the basket, Kamen couldn't have blocked that shot.
One of these times, Brad might shoot that ball.
Yeah, if he makes it, he'll be able to get to the basket about 4 or 5 times after that. So something he might ought to think about. Just take one and make it.
Garcia, Francisco, and he powers his way to the foul line. A nice job by the Kings, Jerry, to be aggressive. We heard from Reggie Theus before the game talking about, hey, I need this team to get the ball into the paint and drive to the basket.
Well, one thing about Reggie, too, he's changed his offense, so he doesn't have the big guys posting up so much, so the basket's open, so it gives his wing players a chance to drive, or his big people. So if the basket's open, you got an opportunity to get in there. And certainly this offense has picked up its productivity since Reggie's made those changes. Very effective.
Go, make it, pick it up. Go back to
it. And Francisco from the line, 63-62. Garcia with 9 points off the Sacramento bench. Well, the Clippers take the lead. Katito Mobley, 64-63, Jerry, and right now a back-and-forth third quarter.
Boy, tough shot by Katino. Well defended by Francisco, but Katino deceptively long for a 6'3" player.
Artest. Yes. So Ron now with 14.
Yeah, Ron's, I think, starting to get his stroke at about the right time.
Down to 2:25 left, and a whistle from Dan Crawford. So the foul called. It's on Brad Miller. And that's the second foul on Brad Miller. Gary Gerald of the Kings Radio Network. You know, G-Man, Jerry and I were just talking about the dominance on this floor by the Kings over the Clippers. But it's interesting when you look.
And is becoming a pretty solid defender as well, at least around the basket.
Here's McGetty. And that's an offensive foul. So take it off the board and give Sacramento the ball.
Yeah, that was definitely a hippity hop, and the barbershop door was closed.
Yep.
Good defensive presence by the Kings.
1 point Sacramento lead. Final minutes of this third quarter. Artest. What a beautiful pass from Brad Miller, and Ron all of a sudden has 16.
Oh, that was what's called a lock and lob, and they had eye contact. Ron Artest got Patterson locked up and then just spun to the basket. So that's a timing play, and of course Ron and Brad very efficient with it.
That's the 5th assist for Brad Miller. Here's Kamen again. Ball deflected. Oh, he got it right back. Well, that's called the lucky bounce of the ball, and Kamen right back to the line.
Okay. Now you see the lock there on Patterson, and as Ron spins to the hoop, Brad just leads the pass to Ron at the basket. That's an excellent timing play. Of course, the Clippers come right back with a little bit of timing on their own. A very lucky play, but it works out.
Chris Kamen been very busy. 3 of 4 from the line, along with his 21 points, 9 rebounds. And once again into the lineup, the rookie from Florida State, Al Thornton.
Well, Mike Dunleavy wants to make sure he's got enough offensive firepower on the floor, so when McGetty, his best perimeter player, comes out, he puts Al Thornton, the rookie, who's a very good offensive player in the making.
Chris Kamen, 12 of his 23 here in this quarter. It's a 1 point Sacramento lead. And again, Artest. Ruben Patterson on him. Foul, and Artest muscling his way over Ruben Patterson. And Ruben said, me? What did I do? I got run over.
he said, who was that truck? And Ruben Patterson trying to do a good defensive job, but for his troubles, got about 250 pounds of muscle. Here's Ron just facing up. Patterson just not quick enough to establish position. Another half a second maybe would have been, but Ron quick and strong.
Well, folks, would you like to watch a Kings game with Slamson, Big Mike, and the Sacramento Kings dancers? We'll join Sports 1140 KHTK to watch the Kings take on the Boston Celtics at the Powerhouse Pub in Folsom Wednesday, December 12th at 4:30 in the afternoon. Just log on to Kings.com for more information.
Well, that's going to be fun out there in Boston. The Celtics just rolling along with the big three. And, boy, it's Slamson and the dancers. Big Mike. Kings in the zone. I think really Reggie Theus going to the zone to try to neutralize Kaman, but unfortunately you give up something else, and that's an open look to Cuttino Mobley.
69-68. I'll tell you, if Cuttino Mobley starts making those shots, he won't be able to play his zone.
No, he is. I mean, we know for sure this guy can shoot it.
Uh-oh, bad pass. Ruben Patterson. Switch of the hands, and it's 71-68. Not a good third quarter for Sacramento. They led 52-41 at the break.
Yeah, only 16 points in this quarter, so offensively have really broken down a little bit, missed a lot of easy shots.
Come on, shoot!
And of course, allowed 30.
Doobie was fouled by Brevin Knight. So Quincy Doobie will go to the foul line, an outstanding shooter. And it will be his first trip to the foul line, a chance to make it a one-point game. 37 seconds left here in the third quarter. So the Kings struggling offensively, as we thought they might, without Kevin Martin's 25 points and different players having to do different things, and not as productive of a bench with John Salmon starting. You've got a bench of Garcia, who's played well, Jerry. He's got 9. Doobie now with 6 points. There's Kevin Martin. Again, he's going to be out at least 4 weeks, maybe 6.
Well, you know, as good as Kevin is, and he's plenty good, is that you know, you can make up for some of the shot making maybe, but Kevin got to the line in ways that nobody else can. You know, I mean, and put the team in the penalty so much quicker. He's, you know, just as good as anybody in the NBA at that particular area, and of course that does make a big difference and hard to make up for.
Well, Jerry, if the Kings can get a stop here in the rebound, they will get the ball and they'll have a chance to take the lead going into the fourth if they can stop the Clippers, and they do. So let's see if they can convert here. Clippers do not have a foul to use, and the Kings with a final opportunity. Down to 10 seconds. Who's going to take this shot for Sacramento? 5 seconds left. Salmons. Bad pass. And that will do it. So we've got 12 minutes of basketball left. And the Clippers, who were down 52-41
of what's happened, but you got 12 minutes to go and you're 1 down. Plenty of time. No problem if you play your game.
What's interesting to me, when you look at that third quarter, Mikey Moore only played 4 minutes, and you can see the impact of him not being in the game had. He had really played well with 11 points, 7 rebounds. He's back in with 4 fouls with Brad Miller. And a bad pass. Miller, and now a foul on Thornton as he grabbed him running around. They're going to ask if it's a clear path foul. I don't think so. I think Brad Miller had the angle on him. It's awfully close. Now, Dan Crawford, in all honesty, I don't think he had a real good look at it. But he had a good enough look to know that it wasn't a clear path foul. One thing about Dan, he doesn't miss much.
No, he does.
He's one of the very, very best officials.
One of the very best. And you don't see too much complaining from players because they know how good Dan is at his job.
Yep. Dickow. Offensive foul on Dickow. Mikey Moore held his position.
Poor Mikey Moore, so good at taking charges. Really has a knack for it. He and Brad Miller don't block a lot of shots per se, but they get good position, and that is better than a shot block because you don't always get the ball back when you block a shot.
Ooh, man, oh man. You talk about a collision in the paint. And Francisco Garcia being helped up. Dan Dickow getting called for the foul. Watch the far right of your screen. Now, it wasn't as bad as I thought. It looked a lot worse than it was.
Yeah.
Well, some contact.
There was Dickow definitely and Francisco. It's one of those who did what.
Bano, no good. Bano now 3 of 9. They let some contact go on that play from both players. 71-70, a minute into this fourth quarter. Mobley. Thomas double team. And he'll get to the foul line.
No, really, the Kings really had Thomas in a tough spot and bailed him out by with that foul. He really wasn't in a position to make the shot.
Clippers from the line tonight have really hurt themselves. They're just 11 of 17. They make that one. And now the Clippers lead by 3, 73-70. Ron Artest and Brad Miller at the moment watching from the Sacramento bench. And the Kings need to get this crowd into the game. And you said, Jerry, use this home court advantage to their fullest. And that's a wild, bad shot by John Salmons.
Yeah, just didn't have anything with double team. You got to give the ball up.
Kings need to be careful that they don't play too much one-on-one. That's the second team foul on the Clippers and a technical foul. Technical foul has been called by Dan Crawford.
I think he called it on the rookie Al Thornton.
Yep.
And well, the rookie had a pretty good lesson there. That'll be worth remembering.
But it's a technical foul on the Kings.
Oh, on 12. That's
on John Salmons.
John Salmons.
Yeah, boy. Close game. Give away a point. So instead of 73-70, 74-70.
See what happened here. The passers, John and Thornton, just runs together, and John Salmons.
I don't know why he's upset. They called the foul on Thornton. I mean, what else can official do?
Yeah, John, that's just
ridiculous.
A very clear mistake on his part. The official had it right.
Absolutely. Uh-oh. Jerry, the Kings are really playing sloppy right now. And there's Ruben Patterson.
And you're going to be sloppy and make mistakes. The other team's going to make you pay. So Kings have really got to right this ship. Reggie Theus not going to wait very long getting Miller and Artest back.
Yeah,
he knows this game is slipping away if they don't get become more effective.
And that's goaltending. So that's going to make it 76-72 and a chance for the three-point play.
And the Clippers trying to help out all they can. Bano Udrih, little nice drive here, and watch as Bano gets to the basket. Al Thornton, the rookie, takes it off the glass. That's an easy goaltend call. The ball's on the glass. He takes it off. It's 2 points. Bano gets to the line.
So we'll see if Bano can make the free throw attempt. Bano tonight with 10 points.
Bano at the line.
Big play right there, Jerry. Kind of stops the bleeding for a minute.
Sure does. And Reggie Theus getting key guys back on the floor to really stop some of the sloppy play.
76-73. Ruben Patterson. Mikey Moore playing with 4. Thornton. Air ball. Rebound Salmons.
Well, the rookie's had a couple of tough moments.
Boy, John just can't finish the layups tonight. That's another one that he normally makes.
Yeah, he's been probably better than any King in that area, but not tonight.
He's 3 of 11. Boy, what great defense by Artest on Thornton, and a loose ball foul on Brad Miller. Brad Miller called for the foul, and that's going to be his 4th. 4th foul on Brad Miller.
Get a good look as the shot goes up here, and you watch Brad Miller. Well, I didn't see it that way either. It looked like to me Ruben Patterson. I mean, Brad backed up a little, but he.
That's a tough call.
That's a tough call. I mean, Ruben Patterson had as much to do with that as Brad, but close call.
There's Patterson, 78-73. Kings need to really be careful here. You can definitely feel the momentum of this game on the shoulders of the Los Angeles Clippers. Let's see if Miller can hit this open shot. Brad Miller has 11.
Yeah, good pass from Beno Udrih. Saw Brad Miller wide open and delivered the ball. And that's what the Kings do. Just take what the defense gives you. You don't need to be especially creative.
And a reach-in foul called on Salmons. Timeout. 8:45 left. We're in the fourth.
Excitement here, and right now the Kings need some excitement to take place in this quarter.
Garcia in. His job to stop Katina Mobley. See, the Kings double came in without the ball. Now it's Patterson. And McGetty gets the rebound and is fouled. Question is, who's the foul on? Oh boy, Mikey Moore has just picked up his 5th. So what does Reggie Theus do here with 8:27 left? Decision time for Reggie.
There's the ball as it comes off. Mikey Moore in there scrapping for it. And you see reaching over the top to get the contact.
What do you do if you're Reggie Theus, Jerry?
You know, I think I ride it here for a while because you still can go small if you need to. But I think Reggie right now feels like that this game hangs in the balance. And, you know, one thing about it, Mikey doesn't foul out till he gets 6, although he's going to bring John in and go small right now.
Mikey Moore not happy, but...
well, it's a smart,
I mean, Reggie's got to do that.
It's a smart move. I mean, because although it's also true is there's an awful lot of guys who get 5 that don't get 6.
He'll get back in.
But it's also true that the Kings have been better as a small team on many occasions. So, you know, Reggie's playing the cards that he knows he's got.
What's the term you like to use? A rained-on rooster?
Madder than a rained-on rooster.
Uh-oh, traveling. Kings getting sloppy here, Jerry. That's their 13th turnover.
Well, these unforced ones, those are what kill you. You're going to make some turnovers, but and nobody's doing it to you but yourself.
80-75, boy.
John really struggling here last few minutes.
This will really spoil what's been an outstanding homestand if the Kings lose this one. I mean, they had a 13-point lead. They had all the momentum. And now they find themselves down 5. Sacramento had a 52-41 lead after the half. Shot clock is at 2 for McGetty. Out of bounds? Nope. Artest has it. Beno. Beno! Oh, that popped out. How did that not fall?
What a brilliant move. Unfortunately, that ball was in and out.
Wow.
Wow, he's out.
4 of 11 now is Beno Udrih. Patterson. Kamen, no. McGetty. And the Kings getting out rebounded underneath the glass there. And it's a 82-75 lead. This is the biggest lead of the night for the Clippers. And Reggie Theus says, let's move the ball.
And the Kings really, the rebounding has got to improve down the stretch here. That's the difference in the last few minutes.
Artest. Ruben Patterson fouled him. And that's the 14th foul. So the Kings, like the Clippers, will be at the line for the rest of the quarter. And the team that shoots their free throws the best may very well prevail in this one.
At the line for the Kings, number 93, Ron Artest.
Sacramento from the line tonight, 17 of 21 for 81%. Looking to give the perfect gift this holiday season? Well, you can give the gift of Monarchs basketball with plans starting at just $234. Just call 916-419-WNBA today for more information. Out of bounds, nope, saved by the Clippers. 1 of 2 for Artest, so it's 82-76. 7 minutes left. Clippers trying to break a 7-game losing streak. Mobley. Layup. 84-76 as he broke down the Sacramento defense.
Well, he did. A little quick up fake and all the way to the basket. The cat.
Nobody picked him up as he beat his man. That's blocked. Things not looking good at the moment, Jerry.
Now the momentum is all Clippers, and the Kings have got to get some stops here and get into their offense, get the momentum changed back. Plenty of time, but you got to do it now.
Mobley. And I'll tell you, if Cuttino Mobley gets hot, this game is over.
Well, I think he's got hot. I mean, and they know that they can go to him on the low post with that little fading jumper, or he can face up. Cuttino is a handful.
Down 10, the biggest lead of the night for the Clippers. Life without Kevin Martin at the moment, a tough one. And they better get used to it. He's going to be gone for 4 to 6 weeks.
Well, his teammates have got to find a way to step up their games. With a short bench, everybody's got to play well.
How about Garcia keeping that ball alive with Kaman on him?
Well, that's what you got to have. Some extra effort, some hustle plays to get back in this ball game.
Got to have this. Big basket. Nope. 3-pointer no good. And the Kings now go back on defense.
Kings fans trying to get their team into it, but you got to make some shots.
Sacramento, Jerry, now under 40% for the game. Kicked by Miller, and with 5:33 left, that gets us to a mandatory timeout. Really turned it on in this second half, and they lead it by 10, and they have the ball.
Yeah, they have just dominated this half. Kings only 24 points in the half. 5:33 to go. So the offense really the problem for the Kings, more so than the defense. Got to find a way to score the ball.
Offensive foul. So, Jerry, the Kings need to start right now scoring some baskets.
Yeah, they've got time, but they've got to score some baskets. They've got to get in their offense. Reggie Theus knows his offense has got to start being productive. You don't need to force anything, just execute.
Shot clock at 10. Miller. Mikey Moore. New shot clock. Bano down the lane.
Again, just the hustle plays of Brad Miller and Mikey Moore to keep it alive. And Bano with the great cut to the hoop. So that was a lifesaver, maybe, because the Kings definitely stopped the bleeding for a moment. Crowd wants some defense, and the Kings need some defense.
Kaman. And Brad Miller picks up the foul. That's the 5th foul on Brad Miller, and Chris Kaman will get to the line.
Well, Brad's got to be careful. You don't need a technical here. But he really had Kaman away from the basket. He can make that shot, but he had the shot challenged.
Chris Kaman tonight, 5 of 6 line. So Mikey Moore and Brad Miller with 5 fouls apiece. 87 to 78. And the lead is back to 10. And Mikey Moore fouled. So a chance to get his 12th and 13th points here, making an 8-point game. Brevin Knight picking up his 4th foul.
Mikey Moore at the line for the Kings.
12 points, 8 rebounds for Mikey Moore.
Well, Mikey makes this. Kings are down 3 possessions, and you got to figure now there's about 17 possessions probably left in this game. So plenty of time if you make your possessions effective and get some stops.
And Artest just fouled Corey Maggette. Maggette at the line tonight, though, has missed 3. He's 5 of 8, although he did start off 1 of 4.
Artest charged the Kings foul.
Well, Maggette just really turned that corner, and Ron just not able to get there quick enough.
At the line, number 50, Corey Maggette.
Well, still a 10-point game.
Still a 10-point game. Kings just got to score the ball. But you know the Clippers are going to go through Kamen, Maggette, and Mobley down the stretch.
Oh, my God. How many shots does Beno had go halfway down and pop out?
I mean, we've seen, you know, between Beno and Ron, I mean, how many have been in and out? Just unbelievable.
Maggette, and that three may have iced it for the Clippers. Kings still alive, Jerry. Moore fouled. Patterson picking up the personal. So Mikey Moore with 13, 3:44 left, but the Kings not getting any stops at the other end of the floor, Jerry.
No, they're not. And really, even when they've had good defensive position, they've been bailing the Clippers out with some little bit ticky-tack fouls. So that's what Reggie Theus is concerned about right now. It's just play good, solid defense, make them take some tough shots. They'll miss some tough shots.
Oh boy, two big misses there. 10-point game. There's Patterson. Boy, what a bad pass that was. And the Kings get it down 10, 3:22 left.
All brought on because Ruben Patterson really can't shoot. Had an open 18-footer, didn't want to take it.
Well, remember that play right there if the Kings come back and win this game with 3:22 left. Moore out, and it's Udrit with Garcia, Salmons, Miller, and Artest. Beno. Ron, a three. Big shot on the way. Nope. Kings just can't get that big shot to fall, Jerry.
No, they've had some great looks. Beno maybe even in a good position possible to go ahead and put it up himself, but didn't see Ron wide open with that short three in the corner.
Beno's probably so depressed at 5 or 6 shots going in and out, he decided he better pass. And Chris Kaman really been the story for the Clippers tonight with 25 points and 11 rebounds.
He really has, because the Kings have never had an answer for Chris Kaman in this ball game.
Yep.
And the offense has really flowed through the big guy.
And Brad Miller is fouled out. Kings in trouble here in the fourth.
Points, and that'll get you beat.
Kaman missing the first. Well, still time, but
absolutely,
you got to score in every possession,
but
pretty much.
You have got to score, and you got to score, and you got to put some pressure on this Clippers team that you haven't been able to do. Force some turnovers as well. So that's why Reggie Theus has went to this small, very small team, trying to get some scores on the floor, spread the floor, and put some pressure as we see the Clippers put a zone defense out there.
Let's see if Doobie can create. It's Garcia. Beno. All right, there's a three. That gets the Kings now down 91-83.
Just exactly what the Kings had to have. Good ball movement, good patience. And now you need some excellent defense and some pressure on the basketball. Artest guarding Kaman. Much smaller, but certainly equally strong.
Yeah. Hopefully. We've seen that before.
Yes, we have. The Cat likes to take big shots.
Clippers back in that zone. There's another one, but doesn't do much good if you can't stop the team wearing red.
You're running, the clock's becoming your enemy. Probably 8 possessions left, so Kings really have got to get some stops. Certainly attacking that zone very well.
Are you surprised the Clippers went to the zone and what they were doing was working so well?
Well, I think with the small lineup, they just didn't feel like they matched up, and the Kings had not been making the three-pointers, so it probably made sense at the time.
Foul on Quincy Doobie.
And sometimes what makes sense at the time doesn't make sense later.
At the line, number 54, Diciembre.
Minute 47 left. And Chris Kaman coming out and 26 points and 11 rebounds. And just a solid effort by the Central Michigan product.
Yeah, Mike Dunleavy doing this really to match up defensively. So you may just on your thought there, I think the fact that the zone wasn't effective, he may go man-to-man now with a smaller lineup to match up with the Kings' small lineup.
Not quite a miracle, but the Kings are going to need something close to it to win this game. 14 on the shot clock.
Kings ball.
Salmon's off the deflection. Dooley keeps it alive. No whistle. And that should just about do it. So the Kings are going to find it for the time being until they can readjust. They're going to have to find out who can score. Only 86 points tonight. I told you the starting backcourt, 9 of 26. Ron Artest tonight, 8 of 22. And an offensive foul.
Well, the Kings were only 34 here in the second half.
Yep.
After, offensively, I thought it was a very good first half. Really, this second half's taken us by surprise, I think. We just, you saw the team moving the ball so well, making their shots.
Well, as you said, they didn't have an answer for Chris Kaman at all.
Never had an answer for Kaman, and that really allowed the Clippers to just play their way into this game and keep playing, because then the Kings went cold.
Well, something else that Kaman did, he got the whole front line of the Kings in foul trouble.
Yeah, I mean, it really, I think if the Kings could do it all over again, you might play our test on him a little quicker even, and maybe doubled with somebody else.
Justin Williams is going to come in.
But it really has been the difference maker, has been Chris Kaman. There's no question about that. He's been the guy that nobody's been able to handle here tonight.
Ross rebounded by you-know-who.
Yeah, that was one of the keys to the game, as we talked about, as Kaman throws it away, was to get the ball out of Kaman's hands, and of course that hasn't happened.
So Jerry, a disappointing end to this homestand, which really could have been great. You get the Kevin Martin injury, and now you're struggling to score, and you had a team in your building that had lost 7 in a row that came in limping. You got a game on the road tomorrow against Denver, and it's like, uh-oh.
Well, without a Kevin Martin there, the things he provides are just so different. So this team will have to realize that. You just don't have a guy who can break down the defenses and draw fouls.
Yeah.
Kevin is remarkable in that way. And so really going to take more ball movement, better screening. All those things have to kick in, and they just didn't tonight.
Justin Williams missing the first. Quick trip to the airport and then a long trip to Denver.
I think sometimes, too, teammates themselves forget just how good Kevin Martin was. You know, I mean, you get to taking a guy for granted that's going out there scoring 25 on 17 shots every night, 16 shots. I mean, that's so productive, and it's just not easy to make that up, and the Kings certainly didn't tonight.
So Sacramento's going to go to 7 and 11, and the Clippers are going to equal that also with their win tonight being their 7th. 8 seconds left. A couple of free throws here.
Well, Maggette has been a nice second punch to the Kamans' inside threat. Whenever you needed something outside, Maggette provided it, usually off the dribble, drawing fouls, getting to the hoop, much like Kevin Martin has done for the Kings in the past before the injury.
Kevin Martin and Cuttino Mobley exchanging some talk there as he was on the line. And so the Kings lose it 97-87, and their homestand concludes with 3 wins and 2 losses. Sacramento shoots 38%. They turn it over 15 times. And they get out rebounded badly in the second half. So it's all over. Final score, 97-87, the Clippers. We'll be right back on Comcast Sportsnet.